We
What do
don't
you
have to
got,
get to it
Josh?
right now, but I may have a specific scenario I'm curious about that, like how I could show up better given that like sacrificial
Hmm.
like framing. So,
Well, yeah, let's dive into that. Larry, I want you to repeat everything you just said, and that's how we're going to kick it off.
I was just saying, like, love your wife as Christ loved the
Hmm.
church. To what does that mean? And like, how do you play that out every day? Saying I love you to your wife because of her dedication to the family. I use that as an example. But just 4 or 5 of those different examples a day, and then doing it every day, and how long that takes, you're going to get closer to your wife and closer to the Lord. And just you'll reach a different place in terms of loving the Lord through that practice.
So what it reminds me of is, are we able to make, if we're going to love her with sacrificial love, are we able to make her priorities our priorities, right? Or even Mark 10:45, Christ came to serve and to serve and to serve and to serve and not to be served. Now, if we're making her priorities ours, I obviously didn't do that for my wife's birthday. I also could make excuses of what I was doing on her birthday, but at the end of the day, I didn't make it a priority. And what I thought I was going to do, or what I thought I did, was like going to get me by, right? I wrote her this love note, let her know that we have a weekend getaway at the Hyatt up at the lake on the water, that the kids are taken care of. That's in a couple of weeks. Um, and that was it. I didn't make dinner. I didn't I didn't do anything else at all. I gave her this note and said, "Hey, on this weekend we're going to the lake. Boys are taken care of. It's going to be just you and I."
I'm just curious just how you said you did nothing if you planned a trip together and already got your kids taken care of.
That would be man logic.
I gave my wife a fist bump, so like I don't understand the getting
Well,
shit for that.
because there wasn't, I didn't. So here's the thing, and that here's the thing I know I should have done. I didn't actually ask her one thing about or put any work into the actual day. So that my day was packed and busy. We had my son's football, and it was the day that I did the men's conference. So I didn't have time. But when I saw that she got stuff that she wanted for dinner the day before, I was like, huh, she got dinner taken care of. Sweet. I didn't make her day, and I should have known from the past, right? Because we have a backlog of data of what actually matters to our wife. And last year she kicked me in the nuts for her birthday. The year before she kicked me in the nuts for her birthday. The year before she kicked me in the nuts for her birthday. I've gotten like 5 birthdays, knocked them out of the park, but we were going on 15 years. So that's not a very good average. And it ain't baseball. Otherwise, it would be solid.
Hmm.
So you could say, failed to learn that like the day and the effort and the little things matter to her on her birthday. And by the little things, right, I didn't even remind the boys to make her a birthday card. I could have reminded the boys to make her a card, right? I could have at least asked her what she wanted for dinner in between football and the virtual conference I spoke at. I didn't do any of that. You know, I fucking forgot flowers, and I even went out into the world the night before to get her flowers and forgot. Just because I was just distracted and it wasn't a priority, obviously, which is why I forgot. And they're like, I meant to, it don't mean nothing. It's like, God, I meant to repent that one time. And he's like, well, you're going to a fiery hell. It's like, but I meant to, right? So I get what you're saying of I did write note that did say we have this getaway weekend. But from all the past experiences, I knew I should have done better. And I was using the conference and football as like well, I'm absolutely swamped. So I figured we'd celebrate it a different day. Does that make sense?
100%.
Yeah. Make me want to plan for my wife's birthday already.
Oh, bro, I'm doing the like 10 days of Bell next year because it's on the January 10th.
Uh-huh.
I've like got it notes in my phone instead of the 10 days of Christmas or 12 days or whatever that thing is.
Hmm.
I'm doing the 10 days of Bell, January 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, all the way to the 10th.
You be fast on like doing that?
Fuck yeah, I don't care. And I still got to deliver. Because she even brought up, would you fast? I think you would fast on my birthday if our birthdays were swapped. Hers was the 2nd, because
Hmm.
mine's January 2nd, and my birthday was on the 10th. You would probably fast through that and not care that it was my birthday. And I'm like, yeah, because I don't need to eat on your birthday dinner. And she's like, but I would want you to eat with me. And I'm like, shit. Well, good thing it's not that way. Good thing yours is the 10th and it is after the fast. But her point was, I will still put the things I want to do ahead of the things that she wants. Because I don't do anything for my birthday, and I never have. I remember I remember being like 17 or 18, and I went to the Muay Thai gym on my birthday because all I wanted to do was spar. And people thought I was weird, but I'm like, I don't care about celebrating my birthday. So it's really hard for me to get really into celebrating other people's birthdays. But if she's my wife and I'm committing sacrificial love, like Larry's talking about, I should know how important that is and I should knock it out of the park. She's given me the recipe over the last dozen years, and I've knocked it out of the park a couple times. And also, it coincides with the times I knocked it out of the park. I just had a bunch of cash stacked. So it was like, let's throw money at this thing. And then it's really amazing. And not you don't need as much thought because she just wanted the little things on her actual birthday done, and I didn't do them. So now I'm going to leave the floor with you guys. What are you guys' thoughts?
I relate to a lot of what you're saying, Jesse. Um, and for me and my wife, when we first got married, we didn't have like a lot of money. Not that I would say we like have a ton now, but we're definitely a lot better off. Um, and we wouldn't do like birthdays or we wouldn't do presents at Christmas. It's always been about the kids. And so like we kind of just got into this habit of not doing gifts or, but there's other things you can do, right? Um, and then for me, I'm just like you. I don't want to celebrate my birthday. Like I've never done that as an adult. I thought that was something I did when I was a kid. And my wife, and so I just assumed because of like Christmas and my wife's birthday is right after Christmas, like on the 30th, that, oh, well, she doesn't care, but she totally cares. And so I've been trying to make it a point to, not trying, I have been making it a point, but there are some years where, like you, there's some I've really knocked it out of the park, and then there's some where I could have done a lot better.
And here's a little bit more context for why her birthday is so important. She felt growing up, her family was always so exhausted after the holidays
Yep,
that they didn't give a shit about her birthday.
exactly. That's exactly the same thing with my wife.
Yeah. She used to like forever. January birthdays suck because nobody cares. Everyone's too tired from the holidays, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what do you mean? I'm born in January. My birthday is fucking awesome. I don't do anything, but guess what? I'm here on Earth. And her mentality was just so different. Like they were always so tired and blah, blah, blah. Like I don't know that her I don't know that her mom even got her a gift. And so it's like she's taking that like on us. And I'm not saying that like a 38-year-old woman needs a gift, but like my mom straight like gives her like a big gift every year, like
Mm,
wrapped in like pure white wrapping with like gold, because those are like my wife loves like white and gold, right? Something that's pretty. Gave her this big like hella nice like cast iron thing to make sourdough in, you know? Maybe it was, I don't know, maybe like $350 because it was a sick brand.
mhm,
And my wife was like pumped. And like there's this big box, right? Not even the like just original box it comes in. It like she buys like a gift box. And I'm like, fuck, every year my mom's showing me up. But it's that thing where she just grew up feeling like nobody cares about January birthdays because they're just done from the holidays.
mhm.
And so that backlog of data should be in my mind. I need to care about hers. That makes sense, Matt?
It does. I'm sitting here listening to y'all talk, and it just is like further. It's kind of like one of those things I should know that, like, I should understand that I don't understand. Like, dude, I'm with you, man. I think probably most of us are this way. I'm just gonna assume it's just biological for guys. I don't give a fuck about my birthday.
Mhm.
I turned 30 back in October. Like, oh, they were like the big 30. I'm like, I don't care. All right. My wife was asking me like the whole week before, what do you want to do? Where do you want to go? I'm like, I don't want anything. Like, we can order a pizza. Like, that's a big deal. All right, then, whoop-dee. Um, I'm listening to what you guys are saying, and I'm like, I just need to adopt and better appreciate a mindset. She feels very differently than I do about these things. Because it makes me feel lackadaisical about the effort I want to put in because I don't think it's a big deal. Obviously,
Yeah.
not the
And you,
case with her, but
you know what it is, Matt, too? And
Mhm.
Jesse was saying this. Jesse, your mom, when she gives her that nice gift, like, I've done things too where I've just thrown money at
Mhm.
it. But, part of the gift that she really appreciates about what your mom gave her isn't just the item itself, which is probably very nice, but like that effort she put in to present it to her. Like
Mhm.
it's those little things that women appreciate that we
Mhm.
just don't. So like taking that time, so it doesn't have to be a $350, Dutch oven or something. It could be,
It's the fact of the presentation that,
yeah, you put the time
yeah.
in. It could be like those acts of service. It's like, hey, she gets up, you got a card waiting for her, like, happy birthday, babe. You don't have to do a thing today. Like,
Mhm.
breakfast is going, just just taking pressure off and just making her feel like a queen for the day. And then, those little extra things are nice, but I think it's just putting that thoughtfulness in, like your mom put that thoughtfulness into wrapping that present with those colors she likes to make it look, you know, fancy like she likes it and personalize it.
Yeah, and it goes to that priorities. I
Hmm.
did not make her priority mine
Mhm.
Hmm. Yep.
at all.
I'm guilty, way guilty of that.
I'm way guilty. I have a specific example from last night, and I'm curious, like, of all your thoughts on
Let's
this.
hear it, man.
Yeah, so my parents are seasonal, so they're here right now for, a month and a half, whatever, just hanging out with us down here in Florida. And but they had some friends in town, so we didn't see them much last week just because they had some other folks in town. Anyway, they wanted to go to dinner with us last night, and my dad wanted to go to a specific restaurant. He made reservations. I tell my wife, she's like, "Oh, I don't want to go there. I'm happy to go out to dinner with your parents, but I want to go somewhere else. Can you change the location to a different restaurant?" I'm like, "Well, that's where my dad wants to go, but sure, I'll try. I'll ask." So I called my parents and told them, "Hey, we would love to try that place too, but can we go here tonight instead?" They were like, "Sure, that's fine. We'll go another night to this place." And so we've now changed where my parents wanted to go to dinner. Um, and we set a time. I texted my wife, said, "Hey, I got to change to Tommy Bahama. We're going to meet my parents there at 7 o'clock." She hearts it. Great. Thanks, honey. Get home, whatever. She gets home an hour later. She's getting ready. And she's just going really slow. And I'm like, it's 6:45, it's 6:50. And she started yelling at me, I'm not ready. I don't want to go. I'm like, okay, well, my parents are waiting. We already changed their plans, not only like dinner, where, like location, but also time. We moved up because you wanted to move it up, and now you're not going to be ready. And so I'm like sitting there, and I'm like, and then she's like, let's just take two cars. And I'm like, well, I don't want to do that. I want to ride with my wife. But she was like, I can't find anything to wear. So my point is like we got into a big argument on the way there because she didn't want to leave. She didn't think it was rude that she not only changed their plans, but also now is going to be 20 minutes late to the plans that she changed and she requested. And I'm trying to prioritize her and sacrifice for her, but also like be respectful of my parents who we're supposed to be meeting. Um, so yeah, it ended up turning out okay at the end. I mean, we talked through it after we had dinner and whatnot, but she was still pretty adamant that I didn't prioritize her in that moment, and I'm not sure what that would have looked like. I think she probably would have wanted me to call my parents and tell them we're going to be 30 minutes late after we changed their plans, and I was like, ugh. She knows how much I hate being late, especially when people are waiting on us. Like I can't stand that, and so I'm just curious from your guys' perspectives, like what could I have done better? What does sacrificial love in that moment look like for my wife? When I feel like she's being rude and inconsiderate. That was how I felt. So I'd love to hear all your takes.
Like to give my take on this. I think you handled it better than I would have. That same situation I have experienced probably once a year. And it used to like that is probably one of my biggest pet peeves is if
Mine
we have
too.
an appointment or make a commitment together somewhere, we show up on time. And I don't even like getting there on time. Like it has to be like 15 minutes early. Like I
Yep.
feel like that's appropriate, especially if it's with like parents. My parents I don't see, but like if we make a commitment with her parents or like friends or anything, like get there early. And like I've had situations where like all right, like if you can't fucking be a big girl, I'm gonna leave your ass at home. Like figure it out. Like I don't know how you can't get ready in time. Like that's but I've thought that. I've never said that. Um, we always figure it out and but yeah, that gives me anxiety. I hate situations like that.
Yeah, and I
But she's
and
gotten much better now. Anytime we have a commitment, she's definitely putting in the effort to get things going much earlier. I think in the moment she just forgets how long it might take her to get ready. Um, and the next thing you know, you got to be somewhere in 10 minutes and it's 30 minutes away and you're not even ready.
yeah, thanks, Brandon. And I think like
Yeah.
I don't want to throw my wife under the bus because I can't say definitively, but sometimes it almost feels intentional. Like I'm gonna just take my sweet time and not care about anything else and see how my husband responds to that. Like it's almost how it feels because she was in the bath and I told her three times she's in the bath. I said, hey, we're leaving in 45 minutes. You're gonna be ready. We're
Mhm.
leaving in 30 minutes. Are you gonna be ready? We're leaving in 20 minutes. Are you gonna be ready? And she's like, okay. And then she gets out and then like 20 minutes later, she's not even close to ready. I'm like, honey, I've been telling you this for an hour. It's not like I'm like
Mhm.
springing this on you last minute.
Yeah.
She
Yeah,
does
and it's
this a
not so
lot.
much like for me the like it's not really a big deal. It's just if I make a commitment to somebody to be somewhere and then she's late, it's a reflection of me. And of course, if we're late, I'm not going to say it's because of my wife. I'm going to say, "Oh yeah,
Right.
I'm going to blame it on myself." So I think more so it's just a principle for me, but she's definitely gotten it. This year in particular, she kind of understands that. We haven't really been late to anything, but I felt like that was just a reoccurring thing for a long time.
Josh, I have a question because you almost, and I understand and can appreciate treading like lightly how you were saying it out of respect. Like if it almost feels just a little intentional, or maybe not intentional, but like intentionally apathetic. Um,
Yeah.
how is her relationship with her in-laws, right? Your folks, because my parents, especially my mother, God bless her, dude, she can like smother my wife, and dude, I'm like, you need to back off, lady. and it almost creates this time where it's like we have to go see him, and it's like, can we reschedule? Can we? Because and my parents live 5 minutes away, literally 5 minutes away. Um, and it's gotten to the point where, right, you leave your parents, you cleave to your wife. Um, but like, I'm starting to almost like understand it. It's almost like starting to frustrate me some. So do they have a good relationship, would you say, as far as in-laws are concerned, them and your wife?
Yes, and I'll also add some more context. She's like I said a minute ago with Brandon, like she does this a lot, and it's not just with my parents. Like if we have dinner plans with our friends, it's just like the whole world has to stop for her because she's not ready. It's like, well,
Oh, okay. So,
we
so
have
it's not
dinner
just
reservations, or
it's
we
not
have.
exclusively your parents that it
It's
happens.
not. No, it's
Oh, okay.
not. No. Excuse me. No, it's not them. And it's not constant, but it does happen a lot where it's like we have dinner plans or we're going to a friend's house for dinner or barbecue, whatever it may be, right? And it's like, no, the world has to stop for me because I'm getting ready and I'm not ready. And she doesn't say those words, of course, but that's just how it feels to me. And I'm like, Brandon's point, like one of my biggest pet peeves in life, and like, I just hate being late. Like if I made a commitment, like I'm gonna do everything I can to be there. And it's like and like to Brand's point too, like I never say, "Oh, we're late" because my wife didn't want to get ready. It's just like, "Oh, I'm sorry." I always take the bullet. I'm always like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I was running late. I lost track of time or whatever." But it's like, but I'm pissed because I'm like, man, this is so inconsiderate. Like, I can't imagine like thinking that like I'm just so much more important than everybody else that I could just show up whenever I want, you know. And I'm not saying she thinks that, but that's sometimes how it feels and sometimes how it comes across. And then the expectation is like, she even said to me like in the car, like this is her. I don't remember exact words, but she's like, what would Jesse say to do in this situation? I said, you know what? I'll ask him tomorrow morning on our call because I don't know. But I'm
Oh,
pissed at you because I think you're inconsiderate and rude. And I said, I don't want to be a dick to you. I want to show up for you. But at the same time, like, you knew what time we were going, you knew where we were going, and you were the one that picked all that stuff. And we already changed their plans. Like, I'm trying to understand how in your mind, I'm the villain here because I'm trying to be considerate of, she's like, well, you should be more worried about me than your parents. I'm like, yeah, I agree. But like,
Hmm.
also, like, how do we balance this out where I'm like prioritizing you, but also like not rude to other people? Like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if, you know, how I should show up for her. I think she would want me to just sit there and I don't know what, but
The worst thing is when you're about to get out of the door and then she says, "I don't want to wear this," and then you're right back where you started.
My wife, I'm very blessed. She's pretty darn timely, and I can't say outside of like the kind of smothering mother-in-law, which I've talked to my mom, like, get a lay off her. My mom actually, like, my wife was her biological daughter. I don't know if this is any solace or anything, or you want to try it, Josh. I'm all right being the asshole. Um, I think I kind of come across that way sometimes, anyways. So if I gotta like take the fall for my wife every now and then, I I just like, hey, I had to take a shit before we left or something. It was my fault. I was running late with work. I don't have to do that too often, and she's such an incredible woman to me. I don't mind, but there's been a time or two where I did that, and she was like, "Wow, thank you for." Like she would just like she was tired that day, or she wasn't in the mood. And like I said, she really is a trooper generally, but um, I don't know, not great advice maybe.
well,
Food for
no. And I
thought.
think like last night, like I said to my parents, like, I'm really sorry. I was working late. I lost track of
Mhm.
time. So like I did like take the bullet, but like she doesn't even seem to appreciate that. It's just like,
That's where it gets tough.
you
Yeah.
know, it's just like, yeah, that's what you should do. You're the husband. Like you should just not ever be happy. Sometimes is what it feels like. You know, like
I
you should never have what you want or need because my needs are higher than yours. And yes, but also like, yeah, anyway. So I would love to hear from you, Jesse, because my wife specifically mentioned you. Like, so I would love to hear your take.
I reference Jesse all the time too, man. I'm like, fuck, what would Jesse want me to do here?
Josh, what did she say about Jesse? I missed that part. I'm sorry. I had
I
a little
don't remember her
kids.
exact words, but she's like, it was something like, what would Jesse tell you to do right now? Or how would he tell you to handle this right now? And I was like, I don't know. I'll ask him tomorrow. You know,
I
like,
just texted Jesse. He said you shouldn't be late. Use him as a
WWJD.
So hurry
scapegoat.
up. That's just sitting there
WWJD,
trying to
what would
not get all
Jesse
full
do?
of himself.
Well, I do gotta tell you, Josh and Brennan, I had a professor freshman year of college say, if you are late, it's a clear disrespect of that other person's time. And that has stuck with me ever since. So I am like you guys. I'm like, I need to be early, which is on time to everything, unless it's something I give no F's about.
Right.
But if I'm like meeting someone or tell someone or make a commitment, there's times where I'm like, I just want to be there. And I used to, where like Brennan said, our wife is a reflection of us. And I used to tell her those things of if that there's that reflection, right? My wife and I missed my business partner's wedding. Not missed it. We missed the available being able to be seated because she had already walked down the aisle and the way that they had it set up. So we had to stand like in the trees and watch because we were late because of like those same things. Now, I don't know, Josh, if your wife is like this. My wife has zero concept of time.
So how do I explain this? Like, it's more like she has, I don't want to use the word meltdown, but like sometimes when she's getting ready, she's just like very unhappy with the way her outfit's coming together or the
Mhm.
way things fit or the way she looks in an outfit. And then it becomes like this whole production of like, I'm so this, I'm so that. I hate my clothes. I need new clothes. I'm like, well, you just went shopping literally an hour ago, but that's not, I don't say that, but I'm thinking that and then it becomes it becomes like an almost like I don't care what time it is. I know what time it is. I just don't care because I'm not happy with the way I look, and you better just support me in that.
What did her cycle take into effect in any of this?
Well, see, that's what I was. I'm usually pretty in tune with her cycle, and I thought, okay, her hormones have shifted,
Mhm.
and that's what I thought last night. And then we were talking afterwards when we got home, and like I said, we ended up recovering the night. Ended up, I
Yeah.
apologize for being impatient and whatnot and all those things. But we ended up having sex, and I was like, I was like, what part of your cycle is it? She's like, I'm ovulating today. I'm like, well, I didn't say this. I'm like, well, that makes no sense to what just happened 3 hours ago.
Mhm.
But because usually when she's ovulating or close to it, it's like sunshine and rainbows all the
Mhm.
time, and happy. And it was like the complete opposite of that. It felt like she was on her downward spiral of hormones. So,
Mhm.
but apparently she wasn't. So,
Okay. Yeah, we should always be like, taking that into consideration as a factor. And continuing with this, I've gotten to the point where I just think in my head, like, I just don't rush beauty.
That's what my wife
Oh,
says. Don't rush beauty.
wow.
And here's the like the upside. My wife looks presentable every freaking place she goes. And that reflection part, I really fucking enjoy it. My wife has never gone out looking frumpy. My wife's never gone out in public. I don't care if she's going to get coffee or take the boys to a homeschool thing. She does not go out not looking well kept. And that is something I really appreciate. And I'm not here to knock on anyone's wife who goes out looking frumpy. But when you protect that time for her to get ready, it's a nice feeling because like Brendan said, like she is a reflection of us. And I often judge other men by how well kept their wife is because there is a reflection.
For sure.
Jesse, what do you think that says about the man if the wife goes out unkempt? Just out of curiosity.
She, well, we think of a wife going out in public, and I'm not talking about the one time, okay, but if this is a continuous thing, multiple times in a month, what is it that she's given up on? Right? What is it that she's carrying that she feels that her own, her way that she even feels about herself is on the back burner?
Mm.
This is how I present myself to the world, and this is how I represent my husband because I carry his name. Right now, there are definitely like exceptions to this. She's 9 months pregnant and she's just wearing your giant t-shirts,
Sure.
right? She's about to pop.
Yes, she's
Matt
been
Roberts is
wearing my
laughing.
fucking shirts the past month, man.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I'm like, you look good in that. I look good in that. Thank you. Oh,
Yeah.
that's funny. Sorry.
But outside of that, okay, the fact that she doesn't care for herself, there has to be some sort of sadness in there, even
Hmm.
if it's a small percent. That
Sure.
I don't even want to look at myself in the mirror and like just smile and be like, you look good today. You know, it's like I wouldn't advise anyone to say this, but did you look in the mirror before you left the house?
If I said that, I'd never make another call.
Uh,
Jesse or Brandon would be in the single men's phone calls.
Yeah,
The
he'd
single
be on
men's
the
call.
Looking for
single man.
Yeah.
love.
Yeah.
Yeah, newly divorced
Facts. I'd
club.
like to say this to Josh as well. Like, I don't think you can rush beauty. Um, but I do think it's appropriate to have a conversation stressing the importance of a pre-made commitment. And that's what I have done. I've always done it with respect because it used to be a thing that would bother me. And I didn't hit it hard, but when it happened and I noticed that it was like a thing, we had a real conversation about it. And I let her know that like, she is a direct reflection of me, which she knows. She carries herself very well. She's great. But I said, if we make a commitment to be somewhere, let's do our best to get there on time. Because I feel like, you know, it's just like starting your day. If you start it rushed, it's not great. And she definitely understood that. But one thing, like physically, that I was able to do to kind of help it is I know her getting ready routine, and it's much different than mine, and it's like 1,000 steps. And if we had dinner at 6, at 4, I'm taking care of my daughter. I'm like doing all the things that I know she's thinking about in order for her to get ready, trying to like help it along. And somehow that has helped greatly. And I don't think I've been late to like a little function or really anything in a while. But I would definitely have a conversation because, you can't rush beauty, but it means something to you, and you shouldn't have to feel like you're scrambling last minute and then you got to make some shit up and then take the blame. It's about respect as well. And then same for her, she's a fucking realtor in Pebble Beach and she has commitments all the time and I help her with a lot of things and it's like God forbid I'm running behind, it's a shit show. um so the respect there is very important and she understands it, but I definitely wouldn't let it go, but you can't rush beauty.
Wait, and Josh, a thing that I do in my household is I do time buffers. If we're supposed to be there at
Well,
7, it's like I think we gotta be there between 6:15. And guess what? We arrive at 6:45. I'm not kidding.
That
I never tell my wife the literal actual time dinner is. That 7 o'clock dinner that you told your wife, I would have told my wife it's 6:15. And it's like, hey, we moved it up from 5:30. We couldn't do 7, but they got a spot 6:15, right? Meet her in the middle. And I will tell her those things, and then we get there at that 6:45, 6:50, and it's like, sweet, made it. I don't tell my wife the time. And she's caught on to it to where she'll be like, is that like actual time or Laura time? She does. And I tell her it's just the time.
that's good.
Because I don't want her to be like, okay, that means I have another 20 minutes. So I don't even answer that. I just look at her, smile, and I'm like, it's the time.
I do that same thing, Jesse, at work because our customers always want to know when's the part's going to be done for manufacturing. And I'm like, I always give like a 2 day buffer because,
Mhm.
and it's relevant. I mean, to what we're talking about. It's just because
Yeah.
I know if something always happens and we end up shipping a day later or something, or 2 days later. So it's like, if they tell me it's going to be done on the 15th, I always tell the customer, expect the parts to ship by the 17th. And that way we're never disappointed. Nobody's
That way,
ever.
no one's ever calling you, what the fuck, Adam? You said he was going to be here.
Exactly.
Under
Yeah, exactly.
promise, over deliver.
Exactly.
So I
Always
do the
works.
buffer with my wife.
Mhm.
What time's the football game? I put my kids' sports activities in our phone, in my calendar, that they all start 1 hour before they actually start. So when she sees it, she's like, how do these people make these 4 p.m. games?
A full hour? You
Don't
put
they
it
have
up a
jobs?
full hour?
Yeah.
That's kind of mean, bro.
And I'm like, like, don't these parents have jobs? How do they get their kid there at 4? I'm like, I don't know. It's just how it works.
So what happens when she shows up at 4 and the game isn't for an hour? She doesn't get pissed at you?
She doesn't show up at
I
4.
think Jesse's
She
waiting for the
goes with
first time
me.
that's ever
I'm waiting
happened.
for her in the car at 4.
Does she ever accuse you of lying?
No, because she knows that I do a buffer, which is why she asks if it's Laura time or if it's the real time. And she's not someone who's constantly on her phone, so she's not always looking at the time. What's up, big dog?
Jesse says, "What's up, big dog?" He's my
So
shy
it's
one.
not necessarily the lying. And there will be times like, let's say we're not together and she's like, what time do I got to be there? Or my mom wants to come. What time does the game actually start? And I'll say, tell your mom to get there at X 4:30 because her mom ain't showing up on time either. So I'll just adjust the buffer for her mom.
My ex-wife is gonna be late to her own funeral. I think she was a literal chronophobe, like where she couldn't be somewhere on time. There were times that I knew she was purposefully late. That caused problems. To get to church on time at 9 a.m. so we're not having to, like, that used to drive me so up the wall, bro.
End up having to stay for the 10 o'clock.
No, but you know, missing worship, that was my number one thing. It's like she did that on purpose just to fuck with me. Like not literally, but like weird strange time things, dude. Could never pull it together.
Josh, I don't know if ask Jesse if my answer helped you at all.
Yeah, no, it did. I mean, I need to just be, like you said, protect beauty. I mean, she definitely always is put together when she leaves the house, and so I know that. I don't understand like the meltdown of not liking the way you look because I'm not like that at all. But at the same time, like I will tell her to take as much time as you need, and I'll just text whoever we're meeting and go downstairs and wait for her to be ready
Mhm.
without putting any pressure on her because I think she feels like pressure because she knows I'm ready and and there are people are waiting, but me adding to that is not helpful. So.
Oh,
But let me tell you a very quick story. With my ex-wife, there was always three phases of getting ready. So there's showering, then there's getting ready, which is getting dressed, and then there's the secondary phase of getting ready, which is makeup phase. So maybe ask, do you need more time for phase one, phase two, or phase three? And that will help you prepare when you need to, like, tell her to, hey, start that time clock. You have your 2 hours to get ready starts now. That legitimately helped. Oh, and sometimes there was phase four, which was after they're all ready, they don't like the outfit. They change the outfit. That was phase four.
Yeah,
yeah,
that happens
Brendan
a lot.
brought that up a couple times. I think
Yeah.
Josh did too.
That's what I
Yeah,
get
no,
for
it's
being
helpful,
late.
gentlemen. I appreciate it.
Good, of course.
Josh, next Saturday, you're gonna hop on and tell us this smooth story, man. Everything went so good.
I freaking hope so.
You'd be like, I was pumping my wife up, and she was like, "Hell yeah, I got dressed early. We were there."
I'll tell you next Saturday, but
Hell
I
yeah.
hope so.
The time buffer worked.
Yeah, the time buffer.
She
I'm
didn't
definitely
even
going to try
know.
that, but
Uh,
the only issue with that with my wife is like, why is it 6:45? Why can't it be 7:15? I'll get pushback no matter what time I say. Like,
The
so
last time it started, it was 7:30. Why is it now 6:45?
yeah, so I'll try it, but I'll let you know. I'll give you guys an update next week. Well, like I said, my parents are in town. We have a lot going on next week with people coming into town, so we'll have a lot of opportunities for these things to probably occur next week. So I'll have some
Thank you.
examples. Yep.
Um, Sean Morris, you asked if she gets mad about the like time not being the thing that's more important to my wife is her ability to comfortably get ready. Then whatever time, whatever freaking event it is starts. Because she doesn't care necessarily about being
Yeah.
late.
Yeah.
That's not a priority. She wants to be able to have as much time with
Yep.
her even understanding of time to get ready to go to XYZ.
Yep.
So she's going to be more mad if she has less time and it's rushed than if it's, well, it doesn't even start at that time. It's like, no, because I had to protect your time to get ready. So that's why it'll cause her to start to get ready way sooner than if she knew the real time, because then it's like, well, we wouldn't make
Oh,
it.
the stress levels of when you start to say, we got to leave in 15 minutes and they haven't had the ample time to get the comfort level. Bad news.
And I'll even
Jesse,
slowly get
thank
the
you.
boys. Yeah, I'll even slowly get the boys ready. Like if we're trying to leave for that time that I told her. But the boys, I mean, they want to keep playing cars and soccer outside. And so it feels natural to her, like, we're going at this time. Like, are you getting the boys ready? It's like, I got the boys. And then sometimes she'll be like, well, are you getting ready? Because I'm in like red sweats. I hang out in my house, sweats. I'm like, yeah, it takes me 5 minutes. I wake up handsome. Just got to change my clothes.
Jesse, I appreciate you elaborating. It wasn't so much is she getting mad? It was more about is she accusing you of not telling the truth, of lying, and how does that go? But it sounds like that's not even a factor.
Yeah, not even a factor because she appreciates that she was able to get ready without being rushed. And then we
Hmm.
show up on time. Sometimes we
Hmm.
show up pretty early and it's like, hey, we're early. Yeah, so it's more about that because kind of like what it sounds like, Josh, like my wife wants the time to be able to feel absolutely comfortable in what she's doing. And there'll be the times I don't feel like this. I don't like this. I don't feel good. I don't feel pretty. I don't like how my hair is. I don't like these bangs. I need to go to the salon again and get my hair done again. Like it's just always a thing. But at the end of the day, I appreciate it because of how she arrives next to me.
I
Anybody
have a
else
question
got
for the
anything they
group.
want to touch on?
You have a question for the group.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever heard a woman or your wife say, I'm tired of, I'm only seen as a wife and as a mother. I'm a woman. And like, what does that mean?
Wait a
I don't
minute.
even know if I'm
Say
making
it again.
sense.
Say it again.
I am viewed as a wife and as a mother, and I'm a woman. I want to be a woman. What would that mean to you?
Oh,
I'd have to ask them what that means. Like, what
I
does that mean?
Me
I
too.
think I think she new age woman, like career driven, or has she been career driven? And I think I remember you saying that on one of the calls. She had a big career, or at least somewhat of a career.
No. I mean, the career is important, but I wouldn't say that's everything. This was said
Well,
yesterday, and I'm trying to make sense out of it.
That
I think
sounds like some feminist,
yeah, yeah.
Nah.
we're walking the line there. So, like, I'm so proud to be a husband and very soon to be father. Like, why is she getting all grumpy over being called a wife and a mother, man? That's a blessing.
That's what
And
I
she
would
wants to
say.
be a woman. Yeah,
There
I
was no
would.
more context about the woman part.
Where's the Matt
Not,
Wolf guy?
not,
What is a woman? Do we need to we need to get
not,
that?
not, not yet. Still, remaining curious about what that means because my first thought after like just, reflecting on it is because I am genuinely like curious, like, okay, what does this mean? Is my first thought is that from the internet?
Yes. Yes, it is. I would say that.
TikTok. When I hear a statement like that, it comes off like independent,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
um,
Mm-hmm.
it's
Mm-hmm.
like a separation from
Yeah.
the wife mother to
Yeah.
like woman. Like
That's
it just
exactly what I was
feels
gonna say.
independent or like establishing some sort of like separation boundary or something.
And Sean, given what you've got going on, dude, that sounds like that's exactly what that is.
I think modern women, Brandon, you nailed it, man. Like women are freaking told like there's no value in being a mom or being a wife. Like, what are you doing? You're being held down, you're being held back. I hear bullshit like that all the time when it's one of the greatest things you can do, have be a committed individual to your partner and then become a
Right.
parent. I think
Right.
you nailed it, Brandon. I think it's a lot of social media bullshit and kind of feminist movement. I'm not trying to go like 1920s here and
No, I
suffrage and
think
all
so
that, but
too. I think it's
I
the
agree
social
with you
media
guys.
and it's their
Mm-hmm.
immediate friend group.
Mm-hmm.
And between both of those, there could be a lot of different influence. And, I see it all the time. It's just what it is.
that's I want to
Yeah,
ask
I
you just said
also
that,
said,
Brandon. Oh, go ahead, Sean.
oh, I was just also gonna say, one of my responses was that's what a woman is supposed to evolve into. That's the
Mhm.
dream, a wife and a mother.
Are
Exactly.
her
It's the
friends
evolution.
What
are
did
her
she say?
friends all single?
No, but she doesn't
Okay.
communicate with them a lot.
What did she say when you said that, Sean?
I don't remember. I don't think she said much. That's all I am. I don't know. That's all. That's how I'm seen.
When you met her, was she like, I'm sure she was like all dressed to the nines all the time, like a sex
No.
object? Like,
Mm-mm. No.
no, but I
No.
like, did she have, like, was she put together all dressed up all the time?
No. No.
Hmm.
Hmm. I don't know. I think that's the
Did she
enemy.
say anything else? Because I feel like the woman, right, is maybe first in order, and then the evolution is
Right.
wife mother, not
Right.
the
And
other way
that's
around.
and that's where I was coming from. Right. I was like, yeah, you are a woman. You were a woman. That's one of the reasons why I desired you and all that stuff. Right. And here's the natural evolution. And so I heard somebody say that's the enemy, and that's exactly
Yeah.
what I think it is.
Yeah. That sounds like
That's
corruption. I
that's
think Brandon's right,
Mhm.
man. But
that's identity without a a a wife is a woman with a man.
Right.
And you know, your wife's been saying she don't know if she want to be with you. She's demonstrated she doesn't. She has no problem being a a a wife or a mother. It's with you that she's got the issue right now.
Hmm.
And that sounds
Yeah.
insensitive, but it sounds just like that. It sounds just like that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't mean to
Yeah.
be sound insensitive either,
No,
bro, but
it sounds like it's the truth. I mean, it's unfortunate, but that's just what it sounds like it might be.
Yeah. I never heard anything like that before.
It's an odd statement to make.
Hmm.
She sent you that via text.
Mm-mm. No, I was in person.
Oh, she told you that. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, Sean, I would need more context before I really.
There was no, all I could tell you is it was after bedtime. Our 10-year-old called her out for not bowing her head and closing her eyes while we were praying. It's not the first time that he's noticed that. I mean, he calls her out on her nonsense all the time. And she says, well, I can pray however I want to. Um, eh, it's just all over the map.
enemy's
There's
got
just
her
not,
by the throat
there's,
right now.
yeah, there's just not a whole lot of alignment there.
That's exactly the way my ex-wife was, bro.
Sorry, Sean.
Yeah, me too.
I know, Sean, you said she's got married, couple friends. What's the quality of them? Especially if you said they communicate a lot. Like my wife, her
No, they don't. They
friends.
don't. They don't communicate a lot.
Oh, they don't. I'm sorry, I misunderstood you. Okay, well,
Yeah,
maybe she could more like, dude, my wife has three or four women. They are just awesome women. Like I
right.
think they're godly women. They seem committed to their husbands. One of them literally just gave birth like 2 weeks ago. The other
Hmm.
one's got a 1 year old, so they're actually all in very similar stages in life. But these are godly women that are trying to like embrace their roles as wives and their new roles as mothers. Um, and I can see my wife when she is struggling. Obviously, I try to be the person, whether it's like an internal conflict or whatever. But the fact that she has these women who are gonna say, "Hey, if you had an issue with Matt, or like, hey, you're having this kind of struggle, like you got to pray on it. You need to do X, Y, Z productive things." Like that's huge for her because I try to be that rock as much as I can, but at some point, you need someone that's not your spouse sometimes to almost be reaffirming. I
Absolutely,
would
man.
just ask if she has that in place.
Yeah. So it's so interesting you said that because that was one of my responses as well last time. I said, over the years, I've always encouraged you to do two things. One, spend more time with your mom. She lives 5 minutes down the street. And two, go out with the girls. And so she couldn't deny that, right? Like I've supported you as a man, as a husband, and I've also encouraged you to be watered else, by your friends and by your mom, right? And I don't know what it is, but that just hasn't happened. And I just am in a position where it feels that I'm blamed for everything and I can do no right. And so now she's not respected, seen, or valued, and is not, whether that's by me and my three sons, and she's not seen as a woman. And I'm like, what is going on? This is just got to be
You
the
know,
devil once again.
yeah, Sean, I think, yeah, the enemy's got her hardcore. And I think the way to get her, if that's what you're trying to do, you want she wants to be seen more as a woman. Okay, that means your response is to just be more of a man, like an independent man that doesn't need her, doesn't come at her with every single one of your issues. And then I would swing far more the other way and don't be in her shit. Whatever, you just go about your business, your kids, you dress to the nines, you look like you're okay. If she's gonna want to step out and be a woman, okay, you're gonna step up and be a man, and you're practicing your life as if she's already 2 feet out the door, and not try to solve those things. Let her come back to you to be like, let her see you doing a man thing, and so that she wants to be your wife and the mother of your kids, not somebody
You're absolutely
else's.
right. That's exactly what I've stepped into, and that's exactly how I carry myself now. And it's just when you are in the same home, you have these
Yeah.
conversations out of nowhere, out of left field, and I'm like, what's going on here? Okay, let me sit and hold space and listen. Never heard this before, but yeah, I mean, to your point, like all that, I'm in your face, showing up as this needy man and let me express myself. That day is dead.
Yeah, you stop all that shit right now and you don't come to her with anything that you don't absolutely have to.
Right. You know, we live in jacked up times, man.
Hmm.
I hate the internet and social media and all that. I've never seen her on her phone so much. My boys complain about how she's in the bathroom for 45 minutes. It's bad.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
Well, have you have you typically when you go to the bathroom, that's different kind of activity than when you're being sitting on a couch doing it openly.
Right. And that's what
That's
I said. I said, we're all wondering, like, what are you? No one spends that much time in the bathroom every time they go in the
mhm.
bathroom. And if I'm not here and I'm at work, is not really present with them.
She take her phone with her everywhere she goes. Like
Oh,
doesn't leave it.
everywhere, man.
Yeah,
It's in her back pocket. It's
yeah.
everywhere. And other people notice like she's always on her phone. It's like I hate that damn phone. I've
Did
even
she
laughed. I said,
ever
I wish I was the phone.
did she ever end up giving you access to the phone?
Yes, thank you. At any moment in the day, I could give my wife my phone and walk away for the rest of the day, and there's not a thing on there she would see
For sure.
nefarious.
Right, right, right.
Could
No.
you guys do that, or at least with
Oh,
her phone?
before? Oh yeah, for the longest, yeah. But since June of 25, that's been cut off.
Oh,
That's
so
a
since the first call that we spoke, she hasn't still.
Uh-uh.
Ah, all right.
that's a problem, bro.
It sounds like you're fighting the good fight, man, and you're still being a good, godly husband to your wife. But I would definitely encourage you to do what Matt said, man, and not, seek out independence, but maybe give her that space to, you know, do whatever
Hmm.
that is when she says woman, just, you know, do what you need to do maybe by doing that she realizes that, man, I miss what he was doing before and it kind of recloses the gap. But that's a really tough situation, dude, and it doesn't, and of course it's easy to say this stuff. I don't know the ins and the outs of it. It's super complex,
Hmm.
but you know, something got to give sooner and later, brother.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to stop showing up
Yeah.
and presenting myself in the best way possible. I mean, like my whole thing is to be blameless and stay strong in the Lord. And so that's what I'm committed to. It's just to your point, I don't know all the ins and outs of it, and I'm in it, and I
When you're
can't
in it,
solve all
it's
this,
really,
man. It's
really
like I
hard.
need to be, I need to be a mathematician, a rocket scientist, a heart surgeon. I can't brain surgeon. Like I can't solve all that. So I just keep giving it over to the Lord. But that's the same at the same time. That's why I'm thankful for this group because um, I really try to be private. But it's like, how much can a person withstand and keep inside? And even like sharing with you guys is sometimes tough because, oh, what did you tell the group? Are you talking about our marriage? And I'm like, this is my group. Like, what am I supposed to do? Just hold it in and then blow up? I did that before. Look how that worked out.
Or I'd have divorced your ass 4 months ago if not for the group. So you need to be thankful for the group.
Hello.
Well, Sean, I'm glad you're here, man.
Me too.
Hmm,
Likewise.
Yeah. Same here.
definitely.
And gentlemen, I'm gonna jump off. I hope everybody has a great day.
Is Chance
Yeah.
wrestling today?
No, no wrestling this weekend. Next weekend we do.
Is it here in town?
No, next weekend's Carson.
It's not that far. I want to come watch.
Okay.
Whoever
Who's
whoever didn't see, by the way, first 60 hours of every month, I'm doing a fast, a little 2.5 day fast. If you guys
Oh,
want
I'm
to join
so
the Bible study?
super, super, super down for that, Matt.
Hell
Hmm.
yes, brother. Hell yes, Matt.
Yeah. He posted it in the school.
Yes, yes. Check the school chat. I know I'm bad about checking, so I wanted to say because not everybody can make the Wednesday mornings. But we got Matt, we got George, we got
I'll do
Jesse,
it.
Brand, beautiful, Adam, Jason, Josh,
I'll try to I might try to
John,
hang in with you.
Michael.
I think I could do it with caffeine.
So I'm
Ca-
allowing black coffee
Yeah.
only.
Black coffee is what I black
Matt's
Black
coffee is
down.
what I
coffee has
drink,
about
so
2 calories per 8 ounces.
yeah. Yeah.
So
Black
do
coffee is
that.
what I drink, so I might try to jump in there with you guys on that one.
Hell
I made it
yes.
3.5 days on the first 3.5 days on the first fast, and me and my
Real,
wife decided I should break it. So
really quick. Brian, I'm going to put you on the spot. I want you to introduce yourself to everybody on here because I know who you are. But I don't know if you introduced yourself last weekend when you jumped on because I wasn't on. You're on mute.
Is it just me or is he not talking?
No, his phone's on mute.
Oh,
Still mute.
Yeah.
Can you unmute him, Jesse?
I think I can, yeah. Well,
no, probably not from his
oh, I
device.
can hit a,
There you go. Is that it?
Yeah.
There we go.
yeah, you're
Oh,
good.
okay. Yeah, I'm Brian Kaiser. I live in Texas, Bernie, Texas. And I've been working on becoming a better, listener, husband, father. I feel like I um wasn't a leader for the family, and I'm trying to work on those scenarios and trying to just show up for my wife and for I've got two kids in college at A&M, um, and I'm just trying to figure out how to better to lead our family.
Nice to meet you, man.
To meet you,
Brian,
brother.
Good to have you, man.
Thanks.
Good to meet you,
And
Brian.
you're in orthopedics, right?
Great to meet you, my man.
Yeah, I just hip and knee replacement. Um, so
Oh, Matt just had an
Matt.
experience with one of those things.
No offense, but I hope I don't have to talk to you about that
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah,
20,
Matt
20
Burden
years
got
later,
his
we'll see,
knee.
Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
5 weeks ago, and I am struggling. I'm actually headed towards a manipulation under anesthesia in a couple of, probably the end of next week because
Oh,
it's just
really?
not bending. Yeah, I'm on warfarin, so my blood thinner just causes just a huge amount of swelling, and I cannot get this thing past like 95 degrees despite PT three times a week. They put me in a winch last week and ratchet strapped me down. It's not going. So
Uh, that's awful.
yeah,
Um, yeah, that's sheesh. What are you doing for pain right now? They have
oh,
you on
that's a
any
whole
pain?
nother conversation. I've been there. You know how tight they are with the pain pills, and
Hmm.
it's been also because of the warfarin. You don't heal the way that you're supposed to. So this has been an incredibly painful experience. And I mean, I had to double dose on my oxy just to be comfortable enough. Even when I was on a double dose, that didn't knock it down enough. It knocked it down enough so that I wasn't just like, writhing all over the place. But pain's been a big thing. Um, but swelling more than anything, it has been the biggest problem because, blood in the joint and it laid down a lot of scar tissue.
Yeah. Well, I'll offline. I can visit with you about that so that everyone doesn't have to hear about that. But I got some thoughts for you.
Okay. Jesse, send me his number, would you?
Good friend to make, Matt.
Oh, yeah.
I
All
actually
right,
don't
later,
think I
guys.
have Brian's number. So DM him in the school.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you too. Yeah. Because
All right.
Brian, I don't have your number, do I? I don't think so. I've given, yeah, I don't think I do.
All right. Yeah, I thought you texted me at one point. But maybe it was through the.
Well, text me if you have mine and I'll give it to Matt.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good.
I got to bounce, fellas. Y'all
All
have a
right.
great one.
See
All
you,
right.
gentlemen.
See y'all.
See you guys.
See you guys.